Sind wir richtig? We're live. Sounds good. Here's also good. Fantastic. Hello everyone and welcome back.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to another session live coding for our Save Recipe app again.
Finally. Let's see that we get it into the last steps of finishing up everything.
Yeah.
Just give them a second that everyone can join us. So how are you everyone?
So Max, I'm very well.
You're very well. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. So Mahtab, tell me.
How are you doing?
I'm very well. I think it's my turn to say what we have done the last time, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So what have we done the last time? We cleaned up our mess. Hey Flutterist, nice to see you. We cleaned up our mess because we had a lot of widgets in a widget in a widget. I bring the microphone a bit closer. So we had a lot of that stuff running around.
Yeah.
We really cleaned that up, had more granular widgets with their own purposes.
Was it more on the dashboard screen or on the Save Recipe?
I think we started with the dashboard screen mainly because I wanted to find the delete button there and it was very hard because the file was very big.
Yeah.
So we finally have some more granular widgets there. And from now or today, or then we go further to write some tests at the end, right? So that you can see right now where we have the different should return stuff things.
Okay.
And actually we wanted to go, but I would recommend maybe today that we start finishing off the category screen. Uh-oh, another Flutter update.
Really? Okay.
I didn't check the version that I'm currently on. Hey coding guy, nice to see you also again.
Hello everyone. How are you doing, guys?
Hope you had a fantastic Saturday so far.
Here in Germany is so hot. So hot. So warm.
Yeah.
I hope we don't melt today during our session.
Hope the same.
Yeah.
You can hear us.
Now
I just make some
let's see.
sound checks that everything is well.
Is the music on Mike's here?
I think so.
The
Yep.
backdrop? Okay.
Just very, very silent.
Mike's is our tech guy.
Yeah.
Take care of everything.
And you are the driver today. So
Yes, I am driver, guys. You have the honor with me.
yeah, so we can delete now categories. We have managed that. We
Yeah.
can now
So,
add categories, right, and save them right now in the Hive database.
yes.
And for
this
today,
will
I would
happen.
really love that we have the chance to, when we select here an image, that we really save the category with the fitting image there.
So here we can write the category name and
I'm very proud that you finally managed to publish your application, Flutterist. Have you seen that on Twitter?
I heard about it that
Yeah?
he finished that, but I didn't.
You couldn't test it?
No,
Me neither.
I was not aware that he just published it.
Oh, no.
It's also published?
He's publishing it and he is also sending it to It's All Widgets, so he submitted it also there.
Amazing!
So yep,
Great
pretty cool.
achievement.
I can maybe
Guys.
search it and share it quickly.
So here we can add, write our category name, and here we can select a an image, and we can submit it. And as soon as we submit it, I don't know which name did I write? Oh, that was
Don't-
hello, I think. Yeah, here. Yes, finally I finish it and publish it. Congratulations, amazing.
Is it the Paper Fortune? Yeah, right? So that is the one. Not that I posted the wrong one. Yeah, the Paper Fortune Teller is the name of the app. And if I find a way to post that on the chat, I will do that. Sorry, we are not set up that well this time. Was a last minute call today.
Yeah. So this is how we can add a category, and if we tap on a category for a longer time, we can delete our category.
Hey, Davis, Mitsuko, nice to see you.
Hello everyone. Hello David, I mean. Okay.
All
So
right.
what Max said is, because at the moment our images are default images from an URL.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So, and now what we want to achieve is that when we save a category here, so that's that, if when I save a category and select an image, we would like directly show it here as the image of our category.
Yes, that would be fantastic. And additionally, if we restart the application, then we want to have that image again, the same image like we selected.
So that means we have to read it from the database.
Correct. So that is the idea. Hey Amit, hey Ayush, wow, quite some people here.
Hello everyone. Nice
Hope you're all good.
Around. Yeah.
Had a great weekend so far. Not so hot, I hope.
So perfect. I will close some stuff here.
Okay.
And now let's see how our save category happened at all. And here.
Yeah, so you remember the last time maybe, or when we started with the image picker stuff, that we made there some huge mistakes, right? So the first one was that we made it with a stateful widget, right? So we didn't use provider at all.
Yeah.
So this could we change, and I think at the moment it's not that flexible.
Yeah.
Oh, you stuck on something. On what did you stuck? Is it coding wise or anything else? If we can help you, tell us.
Okay, so what we want is here when I add this submit button, which is under the add category screen, we want to add it to our database. So
correct.
This is the add category card. Where is the add category screen? This is this one.
Yeah.
And now let's see where this submit button is. Okay, and the image picker. Here is the image picker widget.
Okay, so this is where the user selects the image, right?
Yes, and this is our submit button.
Okay, so here what do? We
let's
validate our form, right? And after that we send everything to the provider for add category provider.
Yeah.
And
category provider.
The add category provider takes care of then the state of the image, for example, or the state of the whole add category screen, right?
Yeah.
So here we want to save our stuff then inside at the end.
Yes, at the end, yeah. And now let's have a look in image picker widget. Which is
it's Windows B. Yes, okay. Perfect.
In the image picker widget, this is stateful widget.
Oh, okay.
And here we have the image, which is a file, and this is image error visible.
Could you do me a favor before you go further? Could you check the image picker widget and click on Command B or Windows B here? And here we see that it is used in multiple places, right? It's currently used for the add recipe screen and the add category screen.
Yes.
So we have to be a bit careful because whatever we change now will change for both screens.
Oh,
right?
you are right.
So we have to fix that later. So, but yep, stick with the add category screen that we finally can add some categories like it is intended.
Okay. So, and now let's see what will happen where we set the image, and here we have this image, and here when I go down, here is the unpress method where we submit the image that we want to have. And here is the error message.
Okay.
Is image error visible or not?
Yep.
So we need the image, the error message, and what was the third one? And the submit method.
Submit method?
One level up, right?
So we have currently two kinds of state, right? We have the image itself and the image error.
Yes.
These both are state, right? Because they are living in the state for this file.
Yes. And I thought actually that this unpressed will set our image, therefore we should also bring it one level up.
Yep, but this is exactly the problem, right?
Yeah.
So we want to get rid of the dependencies of this image and this error visibility. I want to say that the widget above it should take care of it.
Yeah.
So and this is what we have to do.
So what I would do is here, go this one, and say, okay, we have here unpressed.
Okay.
Okay. And now I will create here a method. Name.
Okay, no.
Why does it change? Okay, no, I won't do that like that. I just will scroll up. And the second thing is we don't have a stateful widget anymore.
Correct.
So I will delete this one. and replace a stateful widget with a stateless widget.
That was the element.
Oops. Thank you. State yes. Widget. Here you go. And now here I will have a final function on.
You can use instead of function here even void callback, because it is a void callback on pressed. That's a pretty more cleaner
so it means
way.
like that?
No, it is a type, so you have to write it big, right? Void
So, void
callback. Here it is.
Here we go.
No.
Oops. Void
Callback, the third one. Yep.
Yeah.
Just take that and now
And
make a
it
space.
says unpressed.
Yeah, because
Like that.
this type, if you jump inside, you will see that the void callback gives you always a function that returns void and don't has a parameter in it. So you can
Perfect. This
just
is-
use that
yeah.
one.
So this is exactly what we want to have.
So,
And what's going on? Did I write it correct? Unpressed. Yeah, this is correct. And what I need here is a constructor. Image.
can I show you an easy way to create a constructor for all that stuff?
I think you have showed it already.
First
so
of all,
this gonna be like that.
Yep.
Or
Mhm.
create constructor to all super.
Fantastic. Exactly. That's the easiest way. We have just one or two problems here. Exactly.
This is the first one.
Mhm.
And here I need also to make it here.
Yeah, but
Final.
this looks a bit weird, right? You still have that as a stateless element, which is wrong. It's a stateless widget.
Stateless widget.
Mhm.
So, and here, instead of having here the false,
Mhm.
I will take it away. And
I think you have to
stateless.
recreate the constructor in that case, because it tried to create a stateless element constructor.
Oh, yeah, okay, I see.
Mhm.
So maybe like that, and here.
No.
Okay.
Careful.
no.
In the meantime, I can maybe read the question from Coding Guy. So I have a stream provider, which is a list of card items. And to take out those card items, I need the phone number of the user. But it's returning null because extracting phone number is an asynchronous task. Yes, so you want to have it for each, inside of the stream, you want to have the phone number for each element? Is that what I understand? Alright. And if you want to do that, then it's getting tricky, because then you need async star and have to get it for each element and have to recreate it. I did that also once. It is really tough, so yeah. Fantastic.
I can set it to.
No, you can't. You can only set it if it is a named constructor.
Okay,
So
it
you
means
have to-
I have to bring it up.
No,
So-
you have to bring all this stuff that you want to have, like with this equals false. You have to bring in these curly brackets, because they are optional parameters. Mhm.
So, and unpressed, I would say is. Can I add? So,
No.
guys, sorry, where am I?
So again, the
category
Windows
code.
keyboard hit us,
Okay, add category screen.
Mhm. and here
Image
you can
picker,
jump
here we go.
inside. Yep, fantastic.
So I just need an @ sign actually.
Should
here.
the @ sign you will find always with this one and Q. No, that's not
It
it.
doesn't work.
Was it not this one? No,
It didn't work. I thought. Okay.
this one? Yeah.
perfect,
So
then.
Alt and L.
Okay. So this one and this is required. Here we go.
Via phone number. Okay.
And the image is also. This image is also required,
Okay.
right?
If you don't have an
unpressed,
image,
If
you
I
see,
go-
you check it down here with null, so it can be empty.
How about is image?
But you see, it's getting yellowish. Do you know why?
Redundant use of the annotation required. Yeah, because it's actually because we don't have a curly brackets
Mhm.
around it. It's already mandatory.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
So I don't have to put it here again.
I would do that curly bracket around everything, because the image is also optional.
Okay, so,
So-
let's like that,
Yes.
and I will bring it here.
Fantastic.
And now it's not redundant anymore.
Mhm.
Here. Perfect. So I said the unpressed method is mandatory.
Yep.
And
nothing else. That's
nothing
perfect.
else?
Yep, that's fantastic.
Okay. So here is everything set up. Perfect.
Fantastic. In the meantime, the coding guy is writing, so I need a phone number because inside my Firestore I have a collection of users which is stored via phone number. So your users are not with the unique ID from the user. They are getting created with the phone number. So, and can't you ask for the phone number before you go into the stream of card items, so that you have to ask for the specific phone number only? Okay, and here in the image picker, you can now it's Alt space, I think, or Control space, and then it is Windows space. What?
I don't know.
Careful, slowly, Mahtab. We make that. So you click there, and here it is. So Control and space.
No. Okay, so this is
that is our void callback on pressed.
This is our one. Yeah.
So at the moment you lift the state up. So you want to work first with set state at the end, right?
Yes.
Good. Just that everyone understands. And we will change that later together to a provider-based work. That it would work perfectly.
So here I take it out. Yes, right. Here we go. And I should have it here. This is gonna be.
What are you doing?
Command Shift V. No.
You can do the same thing here. Look, right? Command is always Windows key, then Shift, and then VV. Yes.
Here we go.
And it will be the last one.
The last one.
Yeah. Okay, so we have the unpressed. Fantastic. But now, because we have lifted this state up, we have now to bring all the different variables that were in the state below into this state here.
Yeah. So first of all, I will convert this one to state 4 widget.
Okay.
Now we need here. We need here an image.
You will get the feedback, no worries. Till now we didn't have any chance. I hope I can get them tomorrow, an hour or two. But I downloaded it already, so it is already on my phone. I can. Where's my phone? Ah, there.
What do you need? What's the feedback?
Flutterist is asking if I had already the chance to check out the application, and I said I have it already installed. I just.
Okay.
Where is it?
So this must be initialized here. So let's.
Did I choose the wrong phone?
I have here the unpressed.
Ah, that's your phone. Okay, I installed it on your phone.
So here I have this one and
looks good. But be careful why it is final. It can't be final, it is a state.
It's a state. Right. So
fantastic.
This is this one. And what we need is next?
The error message. This is image error is visible.
Which is this one. And I can set it here to false.
You don't need to, because you don't even have to provide it if it's always false. And in our case, it will be always false, so you don't have to set it, because you put it already in the widget below onto false.
And below, we didn't put it to the false.
If you go there and scroll up to the constructor, you set it to false.
I did it. You are right.
Fantastic. So you can remove that boolean for now. We don't need that necessarily, at least not in the screen yet. And the only thing we need is the image.
Is the image. And we have down here. So we don't need this one as well.
Perfect, yep.
Then we have the image.
And we pick the image.
We pick the image.
But now we have to pass also in the image picker widget the image itself, right? Because if you select that.
So we we need?
Ah, right, we forgot something.
What we did?
We got a design for our app. You remember?
Yeah, we got the logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to show that today.
Yeah, we should really show
We have to implement that.
Yes. We have here the image.
Mm-hmm.
And the last
We
but
don't
not
need that one.
least-
No, because you have it already set to false as
Okay,
default.
so-
But the
and this
image
is
is
optional.
mandatory. Fantastic. Yep.
Okay. It's somehow. Let's see.
Is it? Why?
No?
No?
Okay, so let's see if everything works now.
Okay.
I will just restart the app because I changed the state.
Mm-hmm.
Now, scroll up and here go to the screen. I will. I think. Wait.
Okay, so we have to add category. We can now enter some category name, like whatever.
Blue.
Mm-hmm. Select an image. This one, for example. Yep.
Now submit button.
Okay.
And now the next step is to save the image file also to our Hive database.
Close enough. The next step is to fix our other screen.
Oh, at first? Okay.
Yes, because we used that image pickup widget and you changed it in such a important way
Yeah.
that now both screens are broken. If you swap back to the other screen and go to the add recipe screen, you will see that this whole part here will not work anymore. So you see already that it is disabled. That is the reason, because the onPressed method is not passed into it.
So,
Which
let's
means
see.
that the onPressed is not really required, right? Because if it is not not there, then the button is getting automatically disabled.
yeah, but we have to pass it, otherwise it's required. So it's we have to pass it, otherwise it's disabled.
Yes, but that's okay. Why
So
not?
It's required.
No. Look at that. If you required, it would be if the app would now crash because something is red and nothing is
okay.
working anymore. But if it is just disabled, the app is still in a functional way. So in the worst case, the user says, okay, I don't want that the button is being clickable.
Yeah.
So
but,
we remove the unpressed function for that.
So I see what you mean
Mm-hmm.
and your point of view, but for another developer
Mm-hmm.
who will come without any background to our application
Mm-hmm.
and want to use this unpressed method,
Yes.
okay, and he doesn't aware of, if he doesn't pass any unpressed method, this button doesn't work, doesn't have any functionality. Should that be as
Not really,
required
because
as-
the unpressed is not really required.
you can just leave it.
Correct.
And it still
It
works.
still works. The app is still working, but he will not
Okay.
fix his feature, of course. But he will have to learn that.
Okay.
So, I would say the required here in that area is not really required.
Okay, so like that.
Exactly. Clean it up. Fantastic.
Perfect. And now
Cool.
let's see, where did we use it else? Here
Mm-hmm.
we have the add recipe screen, and here we should do the same.
Correct. So we need also here an image, and we need also the chance to have the onPressed function.
Okay.
At least we can also leave it empty now and say, okay, we fix that in another
No,
time.
come on, we are.
Because it still works, right? The application
Yeah.
is not broken. So that's fine for now.
No, but I like to fix it.
The thing is, we could just add a to-do. That would be better for now, because we
Yeah.
wouldn't leave the context completely.
Okay.
You know, because if we now switch always the context completely,
Yeah, yeah.
we lose maybe the focus here.
Okay.
So
Fix the
image picker.
image.
Yeah, and also we want to change the behavior for us. So not necessarily for the task here, but we want to work with provider, right?
Yeah.
So we want to make that correct also on the other screen later. Okay.
Okay.
So we have now our image picker widget that is working. We know now that the add recipe screen is also working fine.
Yeah.
So the next step is, how can we save this image inside of Hive?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's see. So the image picker widget works fine, and here we have
Or-
a submit button.
Instead of saving it directly, could we maybe take first an idea how we can save the stuff with provider? Because now we have a stateful widget created, right? But how can we avoid that we don't have a stateful widget here in that place?
So what you can do is we have actually our provider.
Yep, we have already access to the add category provider, right?
So let's jump into this one. And what we need is, instead of having the file here, the file image, I will put this one as a variable in our provider.
Okay.
And after that, with this provider that we have here at category provider, we can access to this variable and set it here.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Try.
Look at that, we have
Wow,
that variable
we have
already.
already.
Fantastic.
Isn't it nice? Perfect. So, for that, okay, before I'm going to wait. We are inside a widget.
And then we do navigator push some other widget. Widget 2 is the widget 2 children of widget 1? No. If you make...
What's going on?
Okay, so his question is, if he has two widgets, right? Widget 1 and widget 2, and he is doing a navigator.push.
Yeah.
That will change the context on top of it, you know? Then you have that two stacks.
Yeah.
So the widget tree will be split in two, more or less. So you have one in one level and the other one in the other level. And they will be more siblings is the name, I think.
Okay.
So they will be not possible that they have the same information in both widgets.
So that means they are not the parent of each other. They are
Exactly.
siblings. Yeah.
They are siblings. If they have to be children, it is more like we do it here with the image picker, right? So we have the add category screen, and the add category screen is our main widget, our parent widget, and the image picker selection widget is the child of it.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
So perfect.
Okay, so what we want
now-
to do, we have already the image there inside of our stage, right? That is what you saw
This
seconds
is
ago.
This one. And we have here add category provider, right? Or what's that?
It's on the bottom at the moment, but we know that in the widget tree somewhere in the parent is an add category provider registered. So and now we need, instead of this onPressed method, we have to set somehow the information about the image there.
Okay.
So as you can see, that onPressed method is more or less business logic, right? We call that image picker pick image, which has no real responsibility about the UI. And then it just changes the image value, actually.
Yes.
So what we could do is creating inside of our provider a function like...
Which is unpressed or something like that?
Yeah, maybe a better name like change image or something.
Yeah.
And then whenever the image is changing, this image picker widget would react on the change.
Okay.
So the first
means-
step is we need a function inside of our provider.
We don't have this here yet.
Keep that for now,
Yeah.
just
Okay.
because it's valid and it works, right? But we want to work in our...
Provider.
Correct.
Here we go.
So we have now a private method, private variable image, right? And we have also a getter function to get the image down here. But now we need a variable or a function to change the image, because we have a change notifier. So we want to call all our consumers when the image is changing.
Okay. So it's gonna be
Hey there, Vijaya.
change image.
For
or
example.
Save image.
It's not really a
No, it's not
save.
save.
Save is more for database.
Yeah.
Change or
Select image.
select image sounds very
I think
good.
It's better.
Do we
select-
return something?
No, it's a void callback.
Okay. This Windows keyboard is a joy. We really have to invest in a good keyboard. I think that is the very next step.
The best thing is we don't learn. I don't know why.
Yeah, all the time.
Because we just use it for live streaming. So for private work, we don't use it.
Yeah. It's always taking so
a
much
setup.
time.
Yeah. And every time when we are doing some live stream, we are so like, how does it work? Okay, so this is a void callback, which means here I can just write void. And here inside, we can use what is the wrong one? Here. This is our unpressed method.
Okay, so keep everything outside. We just want this particular line 74 till 76.
Yeah, this is this
because
one.
this is the logic. We don't need set state, right?
No.
Because we have a provider, so we don't have any access to set state. This is not existent. We actually want to get rid of the state,
Set state, yeah.
here.
So, which means this one is here.
Yeah.
At category screen, and here we go. And we have here the image picker I should import
Yep,
it.
we import the image picker. That is very important. This
Here
is
we
our
need
package.
So,
We make the whole thing asynchronous, also
that's
fine.
the feature. And
Can
we
be.
have here the image, which is here.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
And how can we now notify our listeners
With
not inside the pick image? No? Stay in the method.
here.
Yep.
And now we can use notify listener.
Exactly.
And as soon as something changed, it's gonna be our UI will be rebuilt.
On only the parts that have a consumer surrounding it.
Yes.
Right? So where do we have our consumers? Does it work already? So if we go to our add category screen, and now we can get rid of the set state here, right? Because
We can get rid of this one.
So-
And also actually this one.
no, we can't, because we have to call now this method. Whenever we want to select an image, right? We
Yeah.
want to call the method inside of our provider.
Okay. Should I use here provider off, or do we need a consumer?
We don't need a consumer because we
enough,
don't want
yeah.
to listen to it. So we don't want to, whenever the state has changed, the onPressed method don't changes, right? We just want to access the call and
this
call it.
one method. Okay.
Yeah.
So provider point off,
Yep.
and we have here the
Context
context.
is fine. Yep.
And here I would say this is add category that provider. This one. And at the end we want to access to, how do they call it?
I think select image is the name.
Select image. Perfect. Just this one. Where are you guys from? I see we are in part 10. I am a React developer and Flutter has most of the same.
Yeah, React has a lot of the concepts, that's true. React is also component based. We in Flutter call that widgets. But I think the composition and everything is quite more possible in Flutter. Also, if you are coming from a React native background, that is a strongly mobile focused framework. And at least what I hear from other React native developers, they always say how well designed and understandable it is, how fast you can create your applications. The routing system is already in place. You don't have to get all the packages from everywhere to make it possible to work with. And so a lot of them are very happy with Flutter. So try it out yourself. And we are from Germany.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was the first question.
Yeah.
Perfect. So,
Cool.
and the
Okay.
other thing is we create here a variable which is actually not needed anymore.
It is needed. It is.
But we have it also in our provider, so can I not...
The thing is, you don't have the variable here in the provider. You want to access the variable from the provider. So if the image is changing, you want to rebuild this image picker widget. Okay? Because it is the only thing that is really getting triggered by something. So the UI is the only part of the UI that is changing when the image is changing is that image picker widget.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey AKS, nice to see you
Perfect.
again.
But last but not least, Max, we don't need a stateful widget here again.
We don't need that, and hopefully we can get rid of that. But can we already?
Let's see, do we...
What is the state that we currently have in that widget that is left, more or less?
The image.
Exactly. And can we delete that image yet?
No.
Why?
We should set it to final, after that we can...
No.
No.
If it is final, we have to rebuild the
Rebuild
whole
Okay.
screen. We don't want that.
Let me think.
Just delete it, and let's see what happens.
Okay.
And maybe make it also stateless already.
Yeah. We'll do that. This is this one, and here we have this. We don't need all of them.
Perfect.
So stateless
Widget, please.
Here we go.
Fantastic.
And now we have here the image, which is this one.
And now we need the variable from the provider. So how can we access the variable from the provider without using provider of add category provider context select image? Which is actually wrong because we don't want to listen at that point. So here it needs to be a comma and listen false, right? If you want to use that. Oh, he's from Nepal and his cousin's sister is recently married to settle in Germany.
Oh,
fantastic!
Oh,
we have never been in Nepal, right?
No, we wanted actually last year. 2 years ago. We wanted to come to Nepal, but we didn't manage it, unfortunately.
I think the travel was very expensive when we were there, right? Something like that.
No, actually, I think the problem was I wanted to go to Japan.
Ah, yeah, true.
And we changed the whole plan, our road.
Okay, so now we have two parts that want to listen to the provider.
How about, okay, so I can actually now surround it in a consume.
Correct. Let's do that.
Okay. So the image picker widget can be...
Visit India, yeah. We have also to visit India sooner or later. I think we have also a lot of friends in India now. Sorry. And I think we can come there quite cheap around.
Consumer.
When they come... What is Patagonia? Is it a country? Patagonia? I don't know. I have to Google that. I never heard about it.
When they want to come to Patagonia, then they tell me, haha, where? Chile.
Chile. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like
South America. We didn't manage that yet. We have any way to go there.
We did actually 2 years ago a world travel.
Yeah.
And where many countries were on our list, but the time was too short, so
we didn't manage it to come over the edge of the world.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately. So the consumer is from
add category provider.
Here we go. And now
we need a builder.
All right.
I know. Thank you. Careful. What are you doing?
Don't know, to be honest.
We have a widget. A widget gets always parameters inside, right? So
yeah, here we go. Yeah. And this is the builder.
And there you could already see what you need, right? A builder has always a context. This keyword is fantastic.
So, yeah.
We were in Sri Lanka in that time, and then we thought, well, close enough. That was more or less our thinking, right? At that time. But we had also the plans to start in Mumbai and then travel with buses, trains, and so on down to the south, I think, right? Mumbai is on the west coast, and it's Mumbai, and then we want to go to the south.
Yeah.
Okay, you do your coding. So the builder gets the context, the provider, and the child.
Context and the provider
and child
and a child.
So what are these three?
At the context we don't need it actually here.
Okay, but what is the context?
Context of our builder.
Correct. So our build context, right?
The build context. And the child we don't need it as well.
And what is the child?
Is the widget which not gonna be rebuilt.
Correct. So I can pass inside of the consumer a child parameter, and then this child parameter would not get rebuilt all the time.
Perfect.
And the last thing is the provider. And this is what we want to access actually. So
here. Now I can replace the whole stuff with provider, and here also set provider. Almost.
Oh, what happens with AKS?
Provider point image.
It looks dangerous. I hope AKS did not get blocked or something.
What's going on?
He got all his messages getting retracted.
I think that was some countries, the name of some country, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Chile, Argentina.
Sorry for that.
Okay.
Okay. In the meantime, what I can do, by the way, is always adding our Discord into the chat.
Perfect. And now, I will rebuild it again.
So the question is now if this is working.
Yeah.
But we hope the best. Look at all the commands that we have. I love that, how funky that is. Like,
Discord server from the Taiwanese. Yeah.
so this is the
Perfect.
highly encourage you to come to that Discord channel. Then we can also chat there a little bit. If you have questions to Flutter or something that we can help you with, or any suggestions for us how we can improve, let us know. All right. So what have we changed actually?
So what we changed is actually, instead of having the stateful widget, we want you to have access to everything through provider.
Okay.
And I will just call this category a provider.
Fantastic. Best name ever. Oops. Well, I think you have to go one back and then select it. Good. Ah, here we go. Okay, but you see, if you wouldn't click that fast, you would have seen that the image is now getting inside. So the widget, that part widget gets really rebuilt with the provider, right? Because the state has changed, so the image has changed. The consumer is reacting on that, rebuilds this part here.
Yeah.
And with that, we have now the image in that place where we need it. And the best thing is, if you go now to the save category that we have on the bottom, the file is already saved inside there.
In our provider.
Yes.
Yeah.
That we have to access. Fantastic.
Nice. Please chat a moment with the
All right.
org.
So have you any questions so far till Mahtab is back? Because I always like that topic here at the moment, and because our app is going to slowly into a progress where we are better and better. I'm really happy. Maybe we can really provide that. Let me know. No worries. That's all good. It's not always time. There's nothing that you have missed. We didn't make any testing further because I want to do that on Wednesday, most likely. Wednesday, sorry. And at the moment we are concentrating on finishing off the category screen. So are you fit? Ready? Perfect. You couldn't solve your problem yet. It's always tough with streams and phone numbers or with keys actually. So if you, the thing is your whole stream depending on the phone number, or do you want to get for each element in the stream the phone number? Because if you want to get it for each element in the stream, it is super hard. I can't, then you have to make that with async star, you have to call the new stream, you have to recreate it. And I can't help you that much, sorry for that, because that would be very difficult. But on the other hand, if you have only that once, then I highly try to get the phone number before you even start the stream and pass it into the stream. That could make it maybe easier for you, coding guy. And in the worst case, just send me maybe or create a Stack Overflow question for that with some code snippets, and then I maybe can help you. Okay, so we are finished with our consumer, we are finished with the image picker provider, all that is working.
The only thing was what I was thinking about is maybe to refactor a little bit this screen. I think it's a little bit too messy.
Okay.
We have here the scaffold, a container. In a container we have a box decoration, which is our background URL.
BG add back. Ah, yeah, this is the
category, which is this one.
Yep.
Which is fine actually. But maybe after that we have a custom app bar, which is fine, expanded. We have padding, and here we have a form. In the form we have a container.
So yeah, if you find something that is fitting together perfectly fine, then it makes sense to refactor it, I think. How long have we working on this project? That's the question.
Which project?
This project.
This one? So, this is the 10th, I think, session, which means 20 hours till now.
Something around 20 hours, yep.
Yeah.
But how can I pass phone number inside my card stream, because I have both of the streams in main.dark? To get the phone number is a stream? Is that correct? That sounds a bit weird, because it could be just a future, right? You just need the phone number once per user. If the user is changing, then you just get a new phone number and call the future again. Maybe it would be easier if the phone number is not coming from a stream in that case. Twilio. Is Twilio not something where you can send SMS and so on?
So Max, what I'm thinking is the only thing I think that I can take it out is this container in our form.
Okay.
Widget, which is actually for the category name.
Okay.
And what I'm thinking is, why did we create it again? We have it already at the recipe screen actually.
I think it was close, but not the same.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. So we can create that once, I think. Hey, Nicole is here once more. Nice to see you.
Hey. So, the container. But in the container we have a child. And what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, we have to get out a lot of state then outside, right? Because we have that value is empty stuff with the validator. So we have to pass down the validator inside. I think we can get the controller needs to be passed inside. The decorations, the hint text needs to get inside.
I think it's lots of things.
Oh, we can do that. That's not a problem. It's just we have to do it. It's just to have that in mind, right? So I think it's a good idea to have an own text form field for us. So we would call that like our or recipe screen or recipe app form field.
So this is this one. No. Where is it?
What do you search?
That was not the Flutter to extract a widget. Was this one? No.
I think the outline. I think you find that the third tab. It's very hard to see.
Amazing. Okay, so this is this one, and I will just jump to one widget, and after that we will have our widget tree. And then now, as we said, dashboard screen is the right one. No, not the dashboard screen, which we want to add category screen.
There is a question: can we create a video for provider model for Flutter Firebase? I started once a Firebase provider or Firebase profile session. Did you close everything?
I think so. Why? Why?
There I worked
Don't
also
ask
with
me why.
provider, I think, to set up profile stuff, and the profile was also from Firebase. And yes, I can do that. I think I anyway want to go a bit more deeper in Firebase stuff, because I think there are a lot of things and common problems that can be very good tutorials at the end.
Okay, so
Which brings me to the document that I have created. That would be doc videos. Voila. And it would be fantastic, Nicole, if you could add that there as a comment.
add category name widget, I will call it.
Just try to be here and see if something added.
There, so this one.
No news from Riverpod so far. I follow Remy on Twitter as hard as I can, but until now I didn't get anything.
It's the project.
So maybe it would be anyway a good idea to add something with Firebase. Ah, we have that already.
Max, I have a question.
Here I
Would
am.
you put add category name widget, I call it?
That's a bad name because we will use it more and more often, right?
No, actually you said, didn't you say that the category at the recipe text widget was completely different?
But we want to use that text form field or that text form widget now more and more often in different places.
Yeah?
That would be the idea. If we say already that we have it in multiple places, we want to reuse it everywhere, right?
Okay.
So a good name would be maybe a recipe text form field or something like that.
But it's category here.
But we want to make it. Is it now a categories? What did
No,
you do?
it's-
I didn't check it. So
Yeah,
is it now a
that's
text
good.
form field or
This
is it
is-
now a recipes?
This is just this field.
Okay, but if we go to recipes, right, then we find this field like 5 times or not?
No, just one time.
Okay, 2 times. Yeah, 1 time. Okay, but then we can reuse it,
Yeah,
right?
we can actually reuse.
So it is not an add category name widget. It would be more a recipe text form field or something. Hey Philip, nice to see you. Hope you are well. So you are happy with the topics? That's fantastic, because they are getting more and more, and we have so many ideas.
Greeting from
I was already afraid that we have not enough work to do in the next couple of years.
Is a Philip from your work?
No, he's from League of Legends.
Ah, okay. So
or yeah, or Dungeons and
for
Dragons.
field name. Okay, perfect.
Fantastic.
Okay, and now the question is, I will put it here in the widgets.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So.
That's why I got confused. It is still a different. It's still in the same file.
Yeah.
Could you do me a favor? Could you write everything small and separate it instead of a big
Thank
letter
you very much, Max. I
with
don't know why
underscore?
did that. Recipe form name dot.
Form. Why name? What does the name do at the end? I said recipe text form field.
So recipe
form field. That's fantastic. Just keep it with form field. Yep.
It's okay. I want to just specify that it's just for the name, but actually it's not a matter. It's a field.
Yep.
Thank you.
No worries.
So try again.
So recipe form field. Fantastic.
Let's start. Let's see if I could manage it finally.
Okay.
Here we go. We'll just do that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, didn't expect that will work.
Recipe form field. Here we go. That. Widget.
Is that enough?
I hope.
Okay. So we get the const with all the colors and everything, right? And now we have also imported material. So that is the reason why you can delete the widgets, because we anyway need material. Okay,
Perfect.
Great.
And now here, I should just import
F2.
this one.
If you press F2 inside of a file then you directly jump to the arrow. Nope. Here we go. That looks good.
Here we go.
So.
And now. Does it look better?
Well,
For
it's
sure.
way smaller at least. That's good.
For sure. So, amazing. Now we have this one. And the next step is, I think, to save the image finally on our Hive database.
Let's do that.
Perfect. Here. We have unpressed, and later on, is this one. We have a submit button, which is this one.
Nope.
Just on category screen.
Yep.
The submit button. And now we check to validate if the form is valid, and after that we call here the save category. And now we pass at the moment just a category name,
which is more than enough.
Yeah, but we need also the file.
No, the file is already in the provider, if you remember.
Yeah. So it's much easier now, I think. We have here the save category, the category name, and here we can get category model with the category name.
So this is where we create our category, right?
Yes. And now we can need, I think, also the image.
The image is up here. We have already access to it, right? We can access it in the whole add category provider. The only problem is that we have at the moment is that our category model currently can't get a file. That is the first problem. And the second problem is that a file cannot be understood by Hive. Hive does not have that concept of a file. So we have to do it that way that our file that we have is getting transformed into a text or string. And this string is then getting passed into the category model.
Okay. So I need here an image URL.
No, because we don't have an image URL. We have to create something new for this.
But I think we can convert the image file to a string.
Yes, but wouldn't it be misleading that we call it image URL, but actually it is the whole string of the image? So what we will do
what
is we take an image and creating a byte array out of it. So that means we have a lot of numbers and letters and all that stuff, and we can transform that back into a file.
Okay.
But if we want to save that somehow, and we call it image URL, a URL is usually in the internet or a provided path on your phone or something, but it is not necessarily a file. So what I would do is I would go into the category model.
I would go to here to the category model.
And what I would create here is like an own Hive field. So we would add up here an Hive field. No, it is Alt and L. No, Alt and L. Yep, fantastic. Hive field. Can go for free, I think. Fantastic. And call it string, and then a file, or
Okay.
Amazing. So, okay, Hive understands that we have to get a file somehow, and now we have to change our file that we have in the provider into a string. That is our next step. So here inside of that creation, we can also add this file, right?
Is it optional?
Good question, is it?
I don't think so.
Okay, so...
Actually, what's happened if it's optional and the user doesn't provide it? In the worst case, the category is empty in the background, which is... No, I think it's not the case.
For the beginning, we could make...
This is the case, yeah, it's fine.
For the beginning, we can just make a fallback that we say, okay, if the file is not provided, we always use the image URL. Something like that?
Yeah. So, I will leave it like that.
All right.
Okay.
So, coding guy, I think I would create an intermediate widget which I will wrap around with stream provider when I do navigator.push from home screen to card screen. It is super hard to debug. Sorry, I have no idea what you want to do and why you would do that.
Where, in our app or in his app?
I think in his app. He has an idea of, or...
Coding guy. Really? Do you think we can follow you?
Okay, so we have the file. Fantastic.
Perfect.
So that means if we go back to our provider, now if you go up one line before the category here, and would just add a to-do for it first, then we make // I can imagine it's always a problem with coding problems.
Okay, now
So what do we want to do first now? Can you explain?
We want to convert the file to a image URL?
No, not to a URL. That was what exactly we said we can't do, but we can transform it into a string or something.
A string. Okay.
But yes, that is exactly what we want to do.
Transform file to string.
For example, string, yeah. So, all right. So because a string we can save on a Hive database, but we cannot save a whole file in the Hive database.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if it even will work, because what we will do is we will pass a very big string inside, right? A file can be very, very large.
Yeah.
So, and now we have to see what we can do here. So we have our image up here, right?
Yes.
So how about we just start with accessing this image?
I will here.
And check if we can get somehow a string out of it.
I think this is the right one. Read as a string.
Okay.
And
yeah, that could work, I think.
Read as a string.
And if this not works, what we also could do is we could read it as a bytes. So then we get a uint8 list, which is a byte array at the end.
Okay.
Both of these options are valuable, I think. I'm not sure which one is preferred, but for now we can just start with read as string. And if our community will has a better option here, they will most likely inform us, hopefully, and will not let us run here.
So this is
a string.
I will put it in a
variable. Okay.
Okay. And this is string, and we'll call it image path. No, image path is a URL.
Correct. It's not a path. That's true. Image string.
Image string.
It's not very readable, but understandable.
This is future string can be assigned to the string. So I will use it here await.
And because we are here anyway in an asynchronous function, right? We have no problem here at all. Can you close that project on the side?
Yeah.
We don't need that at the moment. Fantastic.
Okay. And now I can pass the image string. This is the file.
Yep.
Which is the image string.
Okay.
Image string. Go.
All right. But before we go further in that area, can we make one more line up here? I just want to check if we can really transform a file from a string.
Okay,
so if you enter, just enter file here for once. Okay, slowly, file, no big letters, right? We want to have a real file object.
File.
And then what do we have here? Raw path and URI, okay. So it seems that we need this uint8 list that I explained, right?
Yeah.
It would be better if we could get this part here instead of a string, I think. Can you remove that here quickly and jump into the read as string function?
To see what does it do?
Yeah.
Return a future string that completes with the string once the file contents has been read.
Okay, so it really reads the content. The question is now, can we create, so it seems we can't create a file out of the string, right?
We can create a string out of a file.
No,
we can do that.
Yes, but we can't create a file out of the string.
So that means later when we want to read it, it's gonna be hard.
Correct. So what I would suggest now is that we Google a little bit, because I have no idea and we have to find a solution. And if someone else has a solution for that problem, just let us know.
Do we have here an open
You
one?
can just control and right and left. And no, I don't think we have an open one, so you can just use the Chrome one. Ah, okay.
That's fine.
Command Shift, yep.
Down here.
Fantastic. Could you move on the top also, that we see our technical stuff again? Okay,
Yeah,
I do that quickly. Okay, this one. Yep, way better. Fantastic. So,
convert.
Or better, save file in Hive. Flutter, or like that. Yeah, search for Hive, I think. Flutter.
Saving file. Good enough.
Okay. It could be that we can just create a JSON out of it. That would be an option. Slowly, Mahtab.
I just
how can
wanted
I read?
to see how many. Okay, so this is one of the answers.
Yep.
Data shared preferences.
I encode the Dart objects into JSON before storing. Okay. But how do we? This doesn't help us with a file, or?
Map from JSON name ID.
No, this is just about memberships. I think about a list of members. We don't do that, so there's nothing with a file. So go back. It's not a solution for us, unfortunate. Or convert image into string or something.
Save data to local storage in Flutter. This is not. Convert. One question, is this project starting? Is it in the middle, or are they finishing it? It is in the middle.
Our project, yeah, it's absolutely in the middle, I would say.
We hope that we are gonna finish it, but I think it's still in the middle.
Yeah, so we are currently working on the database. Our project is that we can create recipes, right? We find a recipe in the internet, make a screenshot from it, save it inside of our app. That is the idea. And at the moment, we have already a Hive database implemented, which is a local database on the phone. And what we want to do is getting an image, which we get already, and now we want to convert it in a way that we can save it on Hive. But I think Hive is only supporting strings, for example. So now we want to find a solution how we can save Hive database, or how we can save the image in the Hive database. So save it on a local directory. That will be hard, I think.
Did you find something?
First I have to check Hive once more. Maybe I'm even wrong and Hive can save it. So maybe you can find search for Hive first, for the Hive Flutter. Hey Ashai, nice to see you for the first time. That's fantastic. We are working with Flutter, and Flutter is a cross-platform mobile framework, we could say. And what we are doing is, at the moment, we save a recipe that you find in the internet, and we want to create an application for that you can make a screenshot for it, and then save the screen or that image that you created on a local database. So this is the idea at the moment. And for that, we are searching a solution how we can transform our image that we get into something that Hive can actually handle. And I think Hive can only handle strings. Let's see. So can you jump into the documentation somewhere? I think they have a pretty good documentation. Here we go. So what do we have? We have types. We're searching for types. What do we have? Dark mode, context, lazy box, compaction. Okay. Favorite book, context. Can you scroll up again? Is it Apache Hive? That's a good question. It is Hive DB. I don't know if that is something special.
Apache Hive. This is this Hive.
Yeah. So Flutter Hive at the moment.
Flutter Hive, yeah.
So what are boxes? Read, write, Hive in... Hive supports all primitive types. List, map, datetime, uint8 list. Fantastic.
If you want to store other objects, you have to register a type adapter, which converts the object from into binary form.
But this is fantastic. Okay, that means we can directly save it in an uint8 list. So we should really use that case. So instead of reading a string here, we would read the uint8, and I think we had that already down here. That read as bytes sync, and with that we get our image now as a bytes array. And because it's already saying sync, we don't need a wait because it is synchronous. So it will...
Yeah, I'll just jump into this one. This is unit A.
Fantastic. Hey, from Pakistan, nice. So, all over the world. That's so cool. Fantastic.
Undefined class. Right, I need to name them.
I think you have to import it. And instead of image string, it will be something else, I think.
So this is now
image array or image byte array.
Image byte array. That's perfect.
We search always the easiest topics so that everyone can follow us, or not. So instead of string, we have that uint. Fantastic. Also here we have to import it.
This one.
If you have any questions regarding to the application or anything else, just let us know. We can also make a round trip once more, what we exactly have done already and what we want to do.
Perfect.
All right. So it looks green, right? So what do we have to do if we change something in Hive?
We have to run the command for the builder. Build runner.
Fantastic. Yep, we have to do that.
So, which means...
So if you have never worked with a code generation tool, what Mahtab will do now is using the build runner. Do you really know the command?
No, I just try to.
I think we have to search it here in Hive. Just keep it in Hive. I think there is somewhere the command that you have to execute.
Start.
Yep. So here we get the box. The box is something where we save our data at the end. Video tutorial. I think that is done by ResoCoder. And
the Hive?
Here,
really? Oh no,
not the whole Hive, just the video tutorial. And somewhere read and write.
Read and
Hive in Flutter.
Initialize?
Yeah, try it. No, this just jumps up. That doesn't help.
What did you say? Hive in Flutter?
We do in a freelance Flutter project. That highly depends on the customers. I usually tell them that the benefits and the disadvantages of testing and how much testing I should do. And usually they give me like information what they want. And because what we have to say is that the price is going up the more we test, of course, but also the chances of downage or outages is getting lower. So it is always a bit, you just have to find the right balance between don't test at all and testing. And if you do it as a freelancer, it highly depends on the customers. You should really ask them. If it is really a project that like have 1,000 people on it and you don't write tests, then you have a very, I would say you as a developer get a very bad reputation for that. So as a good developer, I would say you have to test everything as good as possible. And time shouldn't be a problem, but in reality, it is usually a bit different. So yeah, it's a customer choice at the end. If they pay for it, then it's fine. If they don't, well, then they don't get tests, right?
So guys, I didn't find the command in the Hive documentation. I searched just for build runner command.
I just hope that it was correct that we have to run the build runner.
Ah, do you think it's not correct?
I don't know anymore. Do we use MVP? So that would be model view, and P stands for provider. So block also is Hive, something like that. Firebase. Hive is something like Firebase, but locally. That is what I can tell you. So it is a database at the end, and Firebase is way more than just a database. Okay, so it is a whole ecosystem of different stuff.
So Hive is actually something like SQLite.
Correct. So it is just a local database.
You have it just on phone, and and you can't share data with some other users because you have it just on your phone.
And regarding to if we use any kind of architecture, well, we use one. I try to have a model view controller principle where the controller is our provider at the moment. Oh, there happened something, so that's good. Ah, yeah, the category model got an error, I think, because we have a conflict, right? So you have to add this delete conflict outputs with it. And so we try to have that architecture where we say, okay, every screen that has logic inside of it has also its own provider. We don't use block in our case, at least not yet. Maybe in the future, who knows?
If you want to know about the architecture, this is actually here.
At least this is at the moment our stuff that we do, because we don't have a real repository. We don't call any callbacks on servers or something. So, happens here.
The errors?
It could be that, no, not really errors. I think because we are on a master channel at the moment, there could be some stuff inside that is a bit broken. Okay, let's see if this is working. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I have been reading some articles about Hive and Sims with the best option for a local database for Flutter, created in Dart and with strong.
Yeah, I think a lot of people also enjoy the work of Moose. Can you cancel that thing here? Something is wrong. If it takes that long, like 40 seconds, something is wrong. Yeah. It is Windows key and C. Or like that. Okay, stop. No, scroll up. I think there is an error somewhere in between. Scroll slowly up. Mahtab, I can't read that fast.
All right.
The first error message from the bottom.
So, see? I have to scroll a little bit.
No, you have to scroll to the bottom, to the last line, and then scroll up to the first error that happens. This happens here.
Oh, really? Okay.
So what is here? No action completed within 15 seconds. Hive generator, category delete. Okay. That is weird. Okay, scroll to the next one if there is coming more.
I think that's completed. Is it here?
No action completed for 15. Okay, no, it's just in.
I think this normal work.
Uh-huh. Weird.
Maybe
it would make sense to swap to a Flutter channel stable, just even if it takes a second, but it would make sense just to make sure that everything works correctly. What I like about Hive, or what I've read about Hive, is that it is super fast. So the read and write orders are super quick. You are absolutely fantastic. I love to help, or we love to help, actually.
Okay, so now...
Flutter Doctor, Flutter Doctor, Flutter Doctor. Important. And we have a new subscriber, you see? Fantastic. Oh, it's so warm here in the house. It's crazy. We have to drink more. Okay, so what we do now is, because for another project I'm working currently on Flutter Web. For that we need another channel, like Flutter Master or Flutter Beta.
Yeah.
And because I don't use a tool like now I want to tell something, FVM, which is the Flutter version manager, and makes it possible to download a certain level of Flutter version per project, instead of having that for the whole installed.
What does it mean?
It means when, for example, we have now this project, right? So we could use the FVM.
Okay.
We could use the FVM to say we install for this particular project a Flutter version on a stable channel.
Okay.
And then whenever I open up this project, it will automatically understand, okay, it takes now the version stable. But if I'm on a different project where I want to use master or beta, then it will automatically switch the channel to that certain way.
Can you do it just for web, or can you use it for every project?
For every project.
It does depend on web.
It doesn't depend on that.
Okay.
That is also beneficial if you have multiple versions that you have to control, like version 1. Something. But that looks promising. Fantastic.
Could not find the command name doctor. Oh yeah. Do you know why?
No?
Because it is Dokuto.
Close enough. Yeah, how long are you on Flutter, Mahtab?
So I started with Flutter actually in December last year.
December last year?
Start to learn it, but yeah, that was not so intensive. I would say from the January this year was more intensive.
Okay, and for me it is, was it last year in summer?
I think, yeah.
So last year in summer I wanted to start up this Flutter YouTube channel. I was interested in creating videos from the beginning. And I didn't have so much time, so I just created some weird live streams the first time, and I had no experience in Flutter at all. And that was when I got hooked, more or less. So the Google I/O 2019 was the date where I was really, wow, that's it, what I want to do. You can't use pubget in a Flutter project.
That's right. When you just do something and you know actually that doesn't work.
Fantastic. Okay. And now you can try to execute your command again.
Let's see if it's worked.
And thank you.
Thank you very much, Shay. I hope that we pronounce your names, guys, actually correct.
We have no chance.
We are doing our best, but I can't imagine that everything is...
I think Ashai Kapoor is working pretty easy.
Ashai?
Is it not Ashai? I think so. It's a pretty cool name, or pretty easy to pronounce name, but I think in the Flutter news that was really difficult for me when I like 3 times or 5 times tried to pronounce the names.
We're doing our best.
And I think Sandeep Sikh is still in my head. His name, yeah. Fantastic. So just keep it for a while. Maybe it just takes a while. Hopefully. Ah yeah, you see now more actions is done. Ah, fantastic.
Perfect.
Cool.
So it should happen.
Yep.
And now I will close this one and this one. It's completely okay. It's like Ashai.
Ashai.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. Perfect. And now.
So now.
Should I restart it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Why not? Does it hurt?
No, not actually, but it's a little bit time consuming.
Okay, so
what we did here to transform file to actually a unit 8.
I think we can remove the to-do, right? We've done it. Fantastic. And now our category is saved. That means if everything works well and we have done everything correctly, that would mean on the other side of the river, more or less, whenever we receive now the data, we have the chance to get the file now, and then
so that means with that we actually save the file image on the Hive.
Correct.
Yeah, with the what's going on
here? Or at least
here?
as that you
auto-validate mode, unused interaction.
We are not on master anymore, so this is not possible. This is a feature on master at the moment. So
I will comment.
I would just remove it completely. Yeah, because it is important for us that our application is unstable at the moment. That would mean just that if we have an empty string, we will immediately see the error message, if you remember.
Right.
Okay, unused imports. We can change that. I think it is Control, Alt, and O.
Control?
No, not Command. Control, Mahtab. Yep. Ah, fantastic.
I love when you're right.
So.
Perfect, this one.
All right. So does it work?
It's a good question.
Before we try that, can we go to somewhere where we read or where we get the categories? So I think the dashboard screen takes this information, right?
Category. Yes. Screen.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
The dashboard. Yep. And there we have the dashboard screen and the category list. It is, I think.
Category list.
So
here.
somewhere here we will read the categories, as you can see here.
Here we go.
And now can we try to create out of one of these categories? So if you go one line below, can we just try to create an image? So file in big letter, right? Then dot from raw. We have first to import it because we need the reference to it. The .io, yep. And then we have here the possibility of from raw path. No.
Wait. From raw path.
And this here will be category.
Category and
file.
Image. 9 file.
Fantastic. So if everything works well, we could get here something.
Let's see. Now I'm coming here.
Well, both actually, AKS. So this project is educational reasons, yes. So for us, it's also a fun project because currently we don't really develop so much. We're creating only videos because that is pretty time consuming. So the live streams are for us more or less to keep in practice that we really develop stuff, which is also important. But yes, if we have the possibility together, we would love to publish and deploy it together. But you will find also the link down in the video description, I think, for the GitHub repository. So if you are interested to clone this whole thing and publish it yourself or make it even greater than we did, feel free. Go for it.
Max,
yeah.
Should we print this one?
Yeah, would be good, or else we don't get any information about it.
It was like...
Asha, it makes no worries if you ask questions. That is exactly why we are here. That key is a unique identifier per widget. And actually it is used to make it possible if you want, for example, keep a rebuild away or something like that, then you can pass a specific key into the widget. And you could also say, search in the widget tree by that key and do something with it. So that's why the key is for. And most of the widgets don't really need a key because Flutter will handle most of that automatically. But one of them is a bit different. For example, you have to be careful because some of our categories at the moment are still null at the beginning.
Yeah. So that means...
And so that constructor that you get predefined with the key allows just every parent to create the key. Because even if you remove that constructor, that super key will always be there, even if you don't see it. So, yeah.
So,
yep.
At the moment, some of our categories that we had it from before doesn't have any image.
Fantastic. Okay. Yep.
So I want to say, let me add category.
Careful, don't do anything extra. We have the error here in that area, right?
Yeah, I wanted just to say if it doesn't have any image, we should use the image URL that we have.
Do that here. No, that is not the problem that happens. If you delete this line, it will work.
Yeah.
Because you access the from raw path. If you check here, we have an invalid argument at raw path.
Okay.
So that means this line here breaks at the moment everything. And that is the problem. So we have to check here if category file is not existent, then we just don't want to execute that line at all.
Okay, can I say it's empty?
No, not like that, Mahtab. You want to make an if statement and say if category file is not null, then we want to execute that print. Careful.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Yeah. All right.
If.
Yeah.
This one.
Category.file. Category.file.
If category.file.
Unequal empty.
Unequal.
Or better,
It's
I think.
not empty.
Yeah, I think it is a.
Equal is.
No, you can just make a dot file because it's a list, and then is empty. Is not empty. Sorry.
Not empty. We will print
Nothing.
it.
You don't have to do anything. That's all right. That's all good. You did it. Because if you don't have a bracket surrounding the next line, it will always take this conditional to the next line and done. We are from Germany.
Okay, if this is the case, doesn't happen anything, and if it's empty, it's not empty.
The problem is we have another problem. Because file is not an empty array. If it is not there, it is null. So is not empty is called on null at the moment, and this breaks the app again. So
okay, this is this one.
We can't do it with that. We have to ask for unequal null.
Okay, it is unequal null.
Fantastic. Now you can save.
Unequal will have. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. As a driver, it's always harder. Then you have to think about all that stuff. That's additionally pressure. Also, it's not like nobody is watching, right? It's like 8 people watching all the time over your shoulder and asking you. So yeah, fantastic. So if you go now to the, if you save now a screen, could you save a category with an image?
Yeah.
I think we didn't do it yet, so that's why it's always null.
Okay, so it's gonna be stick.
You are very creative today. Save it is.
Save, and I will do that.
And you see, we get now file with a question mark PNG, and that's fantastic. So we saved our file. We get something back.
Okay.
And now we can do what you wanted to do with. Hey, if the file is not empty, we show the file, and else.
Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, we will show the image from our URL.
Yes.
Default URL.
Correct.
Okay.
So show us how it works.
Okay. So this is the category list. And now let's see, where is the image that?
Thank you, Flutterist. Took us a while, right?
That's
I mean.
right. Box. Yeah. Show border. I think it should be in the wave border.
What are you searching?
For the image.
Where the image is placed?
Yeah.
Good question. I don't know.
I think it should be here.
Okay. Ah, here's the image URL.
Yeah. Here. So now we should pass the image URL here. No, don't have image.
Correct.
The file.
Yeah. So we passed both down, or we passed just one of the both down. And here inside of the wave border card, we have then to distinguish if the image URL is set, then you, or if one of them is null, then take the other one.
Yeah.
If both are null, fail.
Okay.
Will this app sell products, and what products will be sold if so? Excuse my question is better understanding the project. Okay, at the moment it should be completely free, and that's also why it is open source and everything. At the moment it doesn't sell any products. Maybe we can show some ads if we want, but it's not planned yet. The idea is that a user has only the possibility to save just a recipe. That is just very basic application, but yeah, that was the idea for now. And yeah, Flutter has seen that you are under pressure today, Mahtab.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Not at all, guys.
Take a deep breath, drink something.
I mean, it's very common that I don't know, some people are just looking over my shoulder here, so
Yeah.
So it's perfect.
But what I maybe have to do, RKS, is to write something down, like a small introduction to the project, that everyone can very easily jump into it and see some screenshots, how the app is looking and what we are working on and so on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you are sure that it's here. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
This is the category list. And here where did we print it?
So
here.
why?
So that means we have here the file.
Thank you.
So Max, what did you want to ask?
Okay, my question is, why do you want to set now the image URL if we know that we don't have a URL, we have a file? So the only error that you have in category list currently, if you press F2, you will find the error, is here. We told now multiple times we don't have an URL, right? We don't have a path to an image. That is predefined and selected. And Flutterist is saying you do a very good job. So calm, we have the time.
Okay. We don't have an image URL.
So delete that. We don't have that.
But
the wave border card needs now to be enhanced.
With a new variable.
Fantastic.
Which is also
slowly.
So final.
File.
And this is a file. And this is a file.
An image would be better, right? Because we know it's our image that will come. Sorry. Fantastic. So now we have to import from .io the file.
Let's see if this one will work. This one.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Good.
So, now I will import this one, not like that. This one. This is our .io.
Fantastic.
And now I'll go back here.
To the parent, yep.
Which is the dashboard screen. No, that was wrong. This category list.
Yep.
And here, we don't have an image URL. We have
an image.
An image, which is from file.
Yeah. And now instead of printing it, we want to get the file up there that we have already.
So, which means, where is our file? Here. Just cut this one and bring this one here.
Yep.
And get rid of this one.
And the if statement can be gone.
And if statement.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so our wave border card gets now sometimes the information that wave border card is there. Do we have to pass here also something else? Because it could be that category file is null, right?
Yeah.
What do we have to do? Because this would fail if this here is null. So how can we prevent that?
We should say if this one is null, we should use the image URL.
The image URL is predefined in the wave border card, so we don't have to do anything there.
Right.
Here. So you see the recipe card day is already set there. So, but what do we call a thing like we want to make an if statement? If everything is good, then we want to pass down the from raw path. Careful, Mahtab. We need first the condition.
The condition. The condition is if the category.file.
Yep.
If the category.file.
Yep. Question mark. Exactly.
Mark.
So, what should be done with the category file? Is it null? Is it unequal null?
If this is unequal null.
No. The condition is the first sentence in a ternary operator.
Yeah. If this one is unequal null.
Fantastic.
This gonna will happen.
Otherwise, else, we just pass null inside.
Okay.
Great. Okay. So now the image is null or a new image from that type, right?
Yes.
So if we jump now in the wave border card, we can distinguish between these two. We can say there is an image, and if there is no image, we take the image URL. So how do we currently show an image here in that area?
Yeah.
So we use that lazy network image at the moment. Okay.
So we can here say
not there, because this will always be an image URL, as you can see.
Because this one takes just the image URL.
Correct.
Right?
The only thing is we could jump inside of it and enhance it also, that it can work also with an asset image.
Wow, so many things we created.
Yeah, we worked a long time already. 10 episodes, really 2 hours every time. But yeah, so you can see we have here fade in image memory network.
So probably if we now use, okay, we should see if we can also get the same result as the image URL.
How can we show? How can we show an image from a file? Have we done that already?
No.
The image picker, you remember? We select the image and then we show the image?
Yeah, but what we don't have it here in this project. Do we have it?
That is in that project. We pick an image and then we show the image in the image picker.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So can we jump there? Because that has the information how we can provide
like that. You mean? When I click here, I can show it directly here.
Yes, so the image is getting somehow, right?
Yeah.
So there is a memory or network image. We have an asset image, if you remember.
Yeah.
And now we want to get it like that file. So how do we do that? So it seems that this fade in image is something that we used, which is that shimmer package, right? So you can see we have that shimmer thing.
Yeah.
So and what we want to use now is we want we have two options. One would be that we have this lazy network image and we would completely copy the whole thing so that we say we have also a lazy file image.
And what would be the next option?
The other option is that we also pass a normal image here inside and then have the consequence which image we show here inside.
So that means we check here.
These are the two options.
Yeah.
Somewhere we have to check if the file is there or if it is an URL.
So we will check it here.
Okay, so what do we have to do if you want to check it here?
But we have access here just to the image URL.
Correct.
We need the image file.
Okay.
So I will create here.
Fantastic. Careful, Mahtab. Did you read that this is a memory network?
Oh no.
So you can't just say, okay, we just take this or this. You really have to make this ternary operator surrounding the whole widget, right?
So this means here actually. Image file is unequal to none.
Yep.
So if this is the case, wait. We need something. And if this is not the case, we have this image fade in. So here between.
Can we try to use also fade in image?
Yeah, let's see if it works.
You want to copy everything? Yeah, try it.
I will go for that.
That's a problem if you use a lot of packages and you don't remember anymore.
Yeah. So this one, and here I will
be careful, we have to first change now somehow the constructor here because network is not working, right? But we have also asset. But asset has the problem that the asset is always coming from, as far as I know, from an asset which is a path inside of our pubspec.yaml, right?
Yeah.
So it seems
jump into it.
That will not work, I think.
Shortly. Image network, this one. Which has more details about loading images from asset bundle. So this is not the case.
No. So I think that fade in image will not work for us because we need a file image somehow. So what we can do is using image here for now. And then dot. And there is a file.
Okay.
And now we can pass down our image file, finally. The only problem that we have now, maybe, we don't have that fantastic, or we have maybe that shimmer functionality.
But not as nice
as beautiful as before. It could be that we also get some errors.
One? Dashboard screen? No, we have been in waveboard.
So currently we pass down the image URL, right?
Now I need also the other one, which is the image file, and this is file. How did I call it? Image.
Which is a good point, so maybe we should name it image file.
I think it's better. Image file.
Fantastic. Good.
Better to distinguish them.
Alright, so you see still the shimmer effect, and now one of the categories should look different if everything works well, right? But it doesn't. Or, ooh, it does. It still shimmers. Okay,
did I select one? Or did we pass it now?
What do you mean?
Did I select an image for save? Yeah.
For save, yes. Else it wouldn't look different than all the others.
No, I thought maybe I just save it without an image. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but then we wouldn't get the response that we had before with the PNG.
Okay.
So that means we have the problem that we have most likely is if we jump into lazy network image, which is now even bad because it's not a good name, right? Because we get it from a file. The problem is that most likely something in that whole thing reacts on this fade in image. So if you jump inside of a browser that we can Google a little bit and search for the shimmer package, Flutter or a pub.dev, and we go here inside. How did that work? So we have this stuff. No, that with the shimmer is working, right? This is no problem. So
this is with the image file.
What was that? Text, image.
This
fade in image. Can you jump inside of this fade in image? Where comes that from? That fade in image is a package, or what is that? Can you scroll here up? Oh, it's a pure widget from Flutter. Or if you scroll completely up. Yep, it's from the Flutter package. So it exists really in Flutter. So that's interesting. That means we have to search in the API, in our API from Flutter, for the fade in image. But the question is now, why is it not getting replaced?
But Max, the fade in image works fine.
Yes.
This one doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. And what is the point? I want to use fade in image, but we can't because it doesn't have the possibility to use it with a file. It only has assets and network.
Yeah.
And now the question is, why does it not work? It has multiple questions here. Could we try to make this box fit cover too inside of that image file up here?
We have here parameter fit, and this is the box fit cover.
AKS is asking us if we used another language before we started with Flutter.
So I started actually with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript at the beginning, and after that I switched to Angular, and I also have a little bit experience with Xamarin
and Python.
Thank you, Max. But Max has more. So go for it, Max.
I started in the beginning with JavaScript. Then where did I go? From there I started to learn a bit more about Java and Java Spring. Then I went to C# somehow. And then I was working with the frameworks of JavaScript like Angular, Vue and React, which I still use today. And since 2019 I only Flutter, the best framework ever, and I love it. Wouldn't change at all. Provider, Rise, and sadly not.
Provider, Python is your favorite language. Nice. Okay.
Really?
So it doesn't show still.
It still shimmers. It doesn't get a hint that the image is there. That is somehow weird. But I thought the image is getting on top.
Shimmer?
No, I thought that this image file is like a stack, right? We have here a stack.
Yeah.
And our image should be on top of the other one. So the question is now, is the image really loaded? Is the image correct?
Let me do something else. Let me add another one.
Yeah.
A new one, I call it.
Fantastic. The best name ever.
I have always the best names.
Okay.
Submit it.
Now we have two shimmers.
We have now two shimmers.
Great. I would say this is a feature, not a bug, and we just keep it like. Okay, so the question is now, why is it not working? I thought that the image file is getting on top of it. The only thing that I could imagine is that we don't read the file correctly anymore.
Yeah.
So that the file is somehow corrupt. So if we read the bytes as async, can we... The image is stored in Hive, actually, so...
As your UT
but
something.
But this is a good point. Where do we get the file from?
How do we get it?
But we read it already, right? That worked.
Did we?
So yeah, we made that print, right? We made that print somewhere.
You're right.
So the question is just, why is it not getting rebuilt into an image?
So, let's see.
Can we do something else? Can you go to the wave border card here quickly and replace that lazy network image with the file? Yep, just replace it for now. Just comment that out. We don't need that anymore. Or what you can do is make a ternary operator. Go away, we don't need it. Make a ternary operator in the beginning. Say something like image URL, image file. Not image URL, image file, unequal null. Then we show then you can say image.file.
Yeah.
If this is not null, we want to show an image now. I just want to get rid of all that shimmer stuff and everything.
Okay,
I just
so
want to see if the image is there. So image.file.
And it's gonna be the image file.
Correct.
File.
Yep. And then else we show the lazy network image.
I think I should pass as a parameter, isn't it?
That's all right. And now colon. Yeah, and that's good. And now here you can remove the image file down here. We don't need that. Fantastic. And now let's see what happens. So we get now a gray area. So I think
image is still not there.
Yeah, so I think the image is not getting really saved or not correctly read from the database. One of the 2 points that we have. Can you scroll up to the image where we create the... I think it's one level higher where we have the image completely. I think we created with... Yep, and there we have that from raw path. Can you jump inside of that? Creates a file object from a raw path that is a sequence of bytes as represented by the OS.
Creates a file object.
I have the feeling that is correct, sadly.
Yeah?
Yes.
Do you guys have any idea what's going on here?
Can you jump now once more into...
From raw path?
No, can you create a new file quickly? Just instead of raw path, create a new file, like file and then just brackets. And what can you pass inside? Can you jump into the file, please? We have just a path that we can pass into it. Okay, we don't do that. No, I think the raw path should be fine, right? Can you Google it?
Yeah. So.
File from byte array or something like that. Flutter file.
Flutter file from
byte array. Oder
like that?
uint8. Nein, uint 8. I think array. Yeah.
How to read bytes of image. Oh, good.
Okay, that is close enough. That's not what we need. So read file byte. They do it very complicated. I think that the reading is not the problem. The question is how we can
read as byte. Then, which is the await, which we
but we do it
actually
synchronously already, right? So that shouldn't be a problem.
So actually, it's not a problem. And how does it?
The question is, how can we create it back into it, right?
Yeah.
So we have to go back because this was not an answer for our question. I think we have to turn it around, right?
Okay.
Create Flutter file from. No, that's correct. Maybe can we search for Dart, create a file out of uint list?
Dart.
Yep.
A file from.
No, this is not.
We find read as byte.
No, this is the opposite way around, right? We want to read a uint8. Create a new file path name to access. But I thought the file should be fine. I'm pretty confused.
Should we read it? Should we print it again? But it works. My goodness.
Okay, so let me check something. So if we have an image to uint8 to image. Let's see if we find there something. Convert image to and Flutter, of course, or Dart, better said, because this is not really a Flutter problem. It's nothing to do with the UI. It's completely Dart.
Okay.
To image in Dart UI. Okay. This is exactly what we want, right?
Where is the image stored? Images in the Hive stored.
Ah, did we use the wrong? Is that maybe not careful? Wait, where have we our add?
Go to the wave or add category.
No, I'm searching for the where we select the image. There we read the color. And there we have the file image, right? With the decoration image. Yeah. So it is a file image that works here. But it seems whenever we can convert it, we have our recipe. If we go once more to...
Have thought about adding a handless CMS to the app.
This is what happens in the web on the website that I want to create. There I want to use the headless CMS of Storyblock.
Yeah, but it's not the case in our app.
No,
actually.
We try to get rid of all the internet access at all. So read as bytes sync. So I think that is the read as bytes. That is correct. I'm pretty sure that this is correct. Fantastic. So we get our synchronous. We have that.
And now we pass it to our category model, and the category model will be saved or add. We have add category, where we go to add to our provider, and here
we add the ID, then we add the
ID,
and then we save it in the repository.
Exactly, which is our Hive database.
Correct. So I think the save works completely fine. The problem is the read.
Can you also jump in the save category that everyone can see?
Yeah, sure. So we have opened our box from Hive, the category box, and then we save everything. We put the category model ID to the category model, and the category model is our full-fledged thing here.
Which is image URL and file, both of them. Okay. So it's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, let's have a look and see how we read data from our Hive.
Okay, so we have the app provider at the moment, our parent, right? And this one has the possibility to access all that stuff. And one of them should get the categories, delete category, sort category by name, init category. Yeah, so here we read our categories at the moment. And this should be also fine, right? We just get the values to a list, and at this moment we have now our categories.
Is it the initial category or
Yeah,
ours?
we just pass it here in that
Yeah.
list and that's it.
Okay.
And then we just take it from the parts where we need it. So for example,
where's
our
that?
category list.
So that means we have here, we called here the init category somewhere.
No, that will be called at the beginning.
Okay.
And then we just keep the different things inside of memory. The question is more why this part is null or is not getting correctly read, right? Our file is not getting combined again correctly.
So we have here some.
No, there's just, this is just a list, right? A uint list.
So should we print the whole category maybe to see what's going on?
I'm pretty sure that there is something
Yeah,
inside.
but something is wrong then.
Mahtab.
Yeah.
The problem is not that there is nothing inside or there's something wrong inside. The problem seems that the byte array gets
Doesn't
somehow
show.
mixed up in
Yeah.
the whole process. And currently I have the bad feeling that Hive is doing the mistake here.
Ah, okay.
So, and this is a problem that I cannot solve that easily. So we have to think a little bit. And the first idea that we had is just trying to show this image somewhere. So, and I still stick with that. So whenever we have the category here, it would be maybe perfect if we just show it somewhere very quickly where we have it. And if we can, for now, once more print it here in that area. Could you do that quickly?
So here we can print
The category.
the category. Dot
File.
file.
Yeah. So, and can you do the same thing? Can you Command X and bring it to the to our provider where we save it, add category provider, and after we have saved it, there is that image byte array, right?
Yeah.
Can we read that image byte array? So yeah, just print it. That's what you have. And now instead of category file, we use that image byte array. No, just the image byte array, one by one.
Image.
Byte array. Here we go.
Alright.
Fantastic. And now execute. Wait.
Here I have no. Okay, now the question is which one is it?
This one not, because it is just called whenever we save something. So it has to be the other one. And the question is, why do we get only one null?
We have actually. Sometimes you should kill the app.
Yeah, it needs to be
So-
restarted, I think. That is a weird
Scrap
problem.
is the best option of open source.
Oh, really? I thought the story block is that's why very popular, because it has a GUI in front of it that was very popular. I think something like that. So, go to Strappy. All right. Should we? We have some time, so in the meantime, Strappy. Let's have a look. So that a Node.js, okay, maybe that was the problem. So is it for APIs or is it in headless CMS? Cool website, by the way.
Oh.
Okay, so here we
So-
get a little bit more. So we have null and null, but we only get 2 of them. That's so weird. We should get at least for every category, we should get one. Aha. Okay, they don't get loaded immediately. Okay, so we can't compare them. Let's delete some of them. Go away and go away. So what I now try to is to delete all the different categories.
To have just one and
To have just one, exactly, and then try to even delete the one. So, and now we add a new category. Yep, give it an image. And save. So, now if we go down here, we see a lot of numbers, right? And it begins at this point here. and goes all the way down and even further. It's not all, right? Because the console can't do all of them. But what we can do is now creating like a node where I just want to add a new one. So this is the first line, right?
Okay.
And if we go now to the second one, which is above, they should be now exactly the same. So, and you see there is a mistake. Or, oh no, they look exactly the same. So this is not the problem. Are they the same? 80, 78, 71, 30?
And the numbers are equal.
Yeah, it looks... Okay, so they are the same. That's perfect. Okay, so the first thing is gone, right? Because we know now that the uint list is exactly the same. We don't have to be afraid that somewhere a transformation problem is
which we save and we try to read is the same.
Correct. So we don't have to make sure, or this is not the problem that we have, right? That we have to fix. So now the question is, if we transform that to a file, so if we make a file out of that, file, there is a file image. No.
The image.file.
Yeah, but we want to have a file. File bits, file name. File dot from raw path. I really thought that this should work. I'm a bit sad right now. So this from raw path. Hey Rakshit, nice to see you. File.create from URI. Somehow this makes no sense. The file is fine, it is working.
So we get the file, but we can't show it. Maybe we don't use... Which widget do we use to show it?
Wait. Where do we show the file? Here in the wave border, right?
Yeah.
And then we have the file image here. So what would be if we make it a bit fitting and so on? So box fit.
That's cover.
Yeah, something like that. Still not. Reload. Is same as buffer. Yeah. So we checked that. So the uint list is exactly the same, but somehow the image is not visible for us. We can't transform it back to a file whatsoever. Can we somehow...
The file image.
Yep, like the other one. So this should work fine.
What? Nice. What do you think about? We have here... I will create a column here and just show the image. I want to say if it depends on the stack and all the widgets we have here.
Okay.
No?
Yeah.
So I will just do this column.
Okay, then the stack has to be expanded, right?
Yeah. I need here a container. Like that. And here, as Max said, it should be expanded. Okay, like that. Now, here we have a decoration, box decoration, box decoration. We have an image, and here we have a decoration, image, and this is again an image. And now we need...
Here you need now, you can't use that because this is now a provider. So this one is an image, the other one is a provider of an image. So what you want is the file provider or the other one.
Which one is the other one?
File provider is the name.
File provider?
Or not?
No. Image provider.
Yeah, but which one? This is just an abstract class, I think. You can jump. You can use it and see if you jump inside, and you will find it. See, it's an image provider as an abstract. If you scroll up, you will find the different possibilities to use it. I think Rakshit, exactly this is what we are doing, or at least I thought so. So image stream, what are you? So scroll up, up, up. Raw image. What is a raw image? Okay, never seen. Okay, so this is an implementation. What do we have else? Higher, higher, higher. So image provider. No, this is it not. Okay, higher. Load. Okay.
Image provider again.
What is wrong? Usually we have the asset provider, right? So that is what we usually use. So.
But can't use here. I mean. Provider.
Correct. So I thought there has to be a file provider then too.
File.
But why is there none? Okay, careful. Mahtab, can you add to that container a child, please?
Okay.
Passing the uint list into an image memory. No, we didn't probably try that. We do that now. So Mahtab, can you add a child inside of that container?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Command.
Image.
Nine. A child.
Yeah.
And then an image punct or dot.
Image dot.
So we have here file and memory. You see, we can use the memory and we could pass just our uint list inside. We can try that.
This was the image file.
Yeah. No. I think the image file is from type file. The idea is that we now pass the uint list immediately inside. So without that.
Okay.
So wherever we get the, we scroll up. Here we get the.
Yeah, we have the file.
That is so stressful.
So we should convert the image file to.
So we have on the parent, we have the image file, right? We don't convert anything. We just pass, instead of the image file that we have here, which is a file, we want now to pass the uint list inside. So change that file here to uint list. Uint8 list. Yeah. So, and then the parent, whoever, you have to import that, I think. And if you go to the parent,
this one, that was here. Category list.
So and here we have the category file, right? And we don't do that file from raw path. We just pass now the category file inside.
So we don't need this one.
Correct. Fantastic.
Ooh. See?
So we have somewhere an error, F2. This guy. Yep. We can just use here image.memory. No, what is that here again?
What did you say? We don't understand each other.
The problem is we have way too many stuff now running around.
I would say we don't.
So this is in the wave border card. I think this we can remove. Therefore, you created that container.
I would say this is this one, the child, and.
So the only thing is that lazy network image that should stay here inside.
Okay, this here I can just remove.
Yes.
Also this one. Now.
So
up. Here we have the image file, and now let's see what's going on.
I'm still not convinced that this is working, but no, the problem is. Okay, so now somewhere we don't make the check. You don't have to search, it's the error. So somewhere we don't make the check. The image file could be null, right? So this whole container needs to be wrapped in an ternary operator.
So
if image file is empty,
image file is unequal is empty.
No, will not work, because if it is null, then it doesn't work, right? So you can't make is empty.
Is null?
And an if statement. Because you have only one option, right? You don't have a ternary in that case.
Ah. So, we need if.
Just surround this with an if statement. Come on, Lex. If. Yeah. And that's it.
Okay.
That's alright. Fantastic. So now let's see what happens. Still broken. Could you reload the app? Ah, you expanded the stack. What is happening here? This can't work now because we get some infinities, I think. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is not the solution. Okay, roll back that column and everything. That is not a good idea.
Huh?
No, we are working not correctly, so this is bad. So remove that expanded, remove the column, remove that part with that if statement here.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
And the column.
Yeah.
So, no, not like that.
I think this is not possible because, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So first remove that part with that if statement. Get rid of that, yep. So now we have to get rid of the column.
Now I can also go like that.
Yep, fantastic.
Now this is, let's see what's going on. Okay.
So at least our rise is back. Fantastic.
With normal background.
Yeah, so let's think about it. So we want to use now, instead of the normal image, we want to use that memory image.
Yes.
Right?
Thank you, Amit, for subscription.
Yeah, hey, welcome to the Flutter Explained family.
Okay, so thinking.
Yeah, so we have currently that lazy network image, right?
Which is this one, and it will work with our image URL.
Fantastic. So now we have a uint list, and we can transform it into an image, which somehow doesn't work.
Yeah.
Or we can use that image.memory, right?
Yeah.
So if we jump into that lazy network image, I'm pretty sure that we have this shimmer, and underneath we have the possibility image file, and instead of this, we could also use that fade in memory. There was also a memory asset, right? So this doesn't work.
Yeah.
But what we could do instead of file, we could use the memory one. Fantastic. So now image file is wrong.
Yeah.
But this is okay. We go up and
Instead
change that.
Image file, we need
The uint8 list.
uint8 list.
Yes.
Which is this one. Oh, okay. I thought I have to import it. It's
So
fine.
now the parent needs to pass that down. So whoever uses that lazy network image has to pass down that uint list.
Okay, let's see. This is actually the wave border card.
Good. So currently that doesn't do anything.
Okay. The image file.
Okay.
Why I didn't pass it? Here.
Don't know.
And here we have an
Image file,
image
which
file.
is also from the same type. So
Yes.
that should work already. So save, hot reload. And with that, we should at least have easy.
Come on! Really?
So much stress. So that works already. Pretty good. The only thing is that it
And also
looks a
with
bit
the
weird.
lazy network image as well.
Yeah. That was... You see, the coding guy was writing it from the beginning, hours
What
ago.
did he say?
He said, use the memory image, everything will work well, don't worry.
Coding guy. Sorry, I didn't read your... Max, what are you doing beside me?
Yeah, it's like...
Additionally, that you help me.
But I think now it's
Awesome.
working. Could we try something? Can you go to Pexels, for example?
To Pexel? Yeah.
Get some nice images for categories. Thank you, Flutterist. It was a tough time this time.
We need a rice image.
Okay, so get some rice.
Here we go.
Oh, it looks so much better than our rice.
Let's download.
Fantastic.
And this is JPEG.
Good.
Perfect.
So,
And
calm. So now we go open the Finder.
does it work?
We go to
like
the
that?
downloads. We search the image. I think this is this one, right? Pexels Trist. Here we
Okay.
go. And now drag and drop it to the Android emulator.
Work like that?
Sure, why not?
I don't know.
Fantastic. And now create a category called rice
Ooh,
and use the
I
image.
didn't know that, Max.
You didn't know that?
No, because I normally use the iOS
Yeah.
simulator.
And there it doesn't work? I don't know.
I don't know, I should try it. Okay,
Okay,
and
so
submit this.
submit. This category exists.
Really? Okay. So, rice.
The
So,
German
guys,
word.
this is the
Okay,
German
so
word
now
for rice.
the tough part's happening.
And if it doesn't work, I will
Look
use
at that.
another
And
language.
even the shimmer is working still. So it is like a full, complete solution of everything that we wanted to have. And the next time we
Don't
will... and the next time we can now write tests if we want. We can have categories already in place. We can finally do the recipes inside of the different categories. We can get rid of that hero animation that nobody likes. And
So, but Max, let's have a
we
review.
can implement the logo of Flutterist that we
Yeah, for
completely
sure.
forgot today.
But Max, before we finish this episode,
Yeah.
let's have a wrap it up and see why did it work before.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what we did is actually instead of using image.file, we use image.memory, and
Correct.
it worked.
Yes. So it seems somewhere in that transfer between the uint list 8 that we had to a file, there happened something magical weird that it couldn't get read as an image anymore somehow. So the memory part was exactly what we needed. So instead of that, it worked for us.
Yes.
And I think what we also did is now we saved everything. We made that image picker completely independent from where it is.
Yes.
We used the provider to save our different states again. We improved the category add category screen. And now our categories also have a nice image instead of anything else, right? You can't save that because we prevent you if you don't select an image. We are not allowed to
But
navigate.
we said actually if not navigate, but it should be actually submitted. No.
No.
Because we said if we don't select an image, we should use the image URL. You know?
We said yes, but currently we can't save. That is more for our test data that we have in the beginning.
Yeah, okay.
Now the next step would most likely be that we remove from the category everything that we don't need anymore.
Yeah, okay.
So that would be stuff like the image URL, because nobody needs an image URL
No,
anymore.
not really.
Cool. So
Okay,
everyone
perfect.
is checking their numbers, their points. You can check the points down in flutterexplained.live, and there you get also the loyalty store, where you find commands that you can use in the chat, so you can use your points for different stuff. So if I think I made it very expensive, like for 1,000 points, you even get a personal written card from us. So you get a Flutter Explained card with logo and everything, and then we send you
Personal message
a personal
from
message.
Mahtab and I.
Yeah, with a lot of thanks for everything.
So guys,
And
that
there will
was
be more in
again
the
a
future.
fantastic session.
Yeah, really? You were a bit
I
stressed?
think it was a little bit stressful, but still, you have been there and we enjoyed a lot. And next time, the coding guy, I will listen to you at the beginning of.
To be honest,
the
I
solution.
enjoyed it a lot. So.
Yeah, I know.
No,
I know you had fun.
but it's amazing. I mean, our app gets slowly shape, and actually it is also your application that you want to do. And I think most of the problems that we have all the time, a lot of people have also, and so they learn better with us, you know?
Yeah. A glass of wine for stress. I will do that.
So
Thanks.
yeah, and additionally now we have also the image part that we save something in Hive. So that's good. I mean,
Actually,
that's something.
if we need the same process or approach for also the same recipes, I hope the
Absolutely.
same recipe gonna be faster.
And also way easier most likely, because we have already everything implemented.
Let's see.
So
Don't
great.
promise too much.
You did a very good job. Thank you, Mahtab.
Thank you for helping me, Max. And
Fantastic.
thank you guys, you
Thank you
all
for everyone.
having me here.
Yeah.
This was amazing. When they want a good wine, they tell me, here are the best wines in the world, and it's no joke.
Oh, really?
Really?
That's-
So, it's not a joke, why you laugh at first.
No, I imagine that. I love wine, especially white wine. So yeah, sure. You can write me on Twitter, and maybe If you have a shop, then I buy some.
We can do it.
If you deliver to Germany, of course. All right. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining. Till the next time. I think on Wednesday, Wednesday. Why did we put it on Wednesday? The only word
because
that I can't pronounce in German, in English. Oh yeah, we pushed the changes. Mahtab,
Yeah,
please
we
commit
will
the
do
changes.
it. Yeah.
Do it right away, then we don't miss it. Oh, triangle. But yeah, you're right. So on Wednesday, I think there's the next stream. I think we have also a command for that. So if you enter exclamation mark, what are you doing? Okay, so if you enter inside of the chat exclamation mark next stream, I think you will get the information when it will be. You're so nice, you write so much. I would always write part 10 or part 9 or something like that. So I hope I didn't promise too much. Exactly. Fantastic.
Is it the only thing that we did?
Is it
Save
not
and
enough?
show?
We also reorganized a little bit. We refactored, but I think it actually it would be way too much to write inside of a commit message. The better option would be to write more commits. So if it would be a real project, I would highly recommend to bed that down.
Okay.
Oh, that is a good option. You know,
there should be a push command to remind
to
push the code.
That
this
sounds
is good.
like something.
Save and show image in the category.
I will think about that, coding guy, and will improve that. I have a very good idea what we can do there with a lot of icons and everything.
Okay, we have probably some to do or something.
Yeah, it's just removing the imports, the unnecessaries. Yep.
Here we go, and here we have also.
I think we passed everywhere the .io.
Now commit this one.
Yep. Review the to-do that is left. What have we done? Fix the image picker. Yeah, that needs to stay. This is a job for for future Max and future Mahtab.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Now...
So, and push Command Shift K. Fantastic. And push.
I add all the time the same keys. Perfect.
Great. All right. So
guys,
now, finally, thanks for everything. We managed it well. Mahtab, good job. Thanks once more.
Thank you guys
and
for having me here.
Enjoy.
Have a great Saturday.
Yep,
and
true.
See you on
Wednesday, latest.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah, guys. So see you on Wednesday.
Yep. See you guys.
Take care. See you.